There's something very powerful that is happening right before our eyes. Last Friday, we was talking about the rise and global control of the Antichrist system. And God has yet given me revelations after revelations concerning this. And I don't know if y'all paid any attention, but there were several reels concerning the snow that fallen, that there were people taking handfuls of snow and putting it in fire, and it was not melting. My initial thoughts of that was that it was that's AI. Until yesterday, I went outside and I took some paper and I lit it and I put it on the snow. I lit a fire on the snow and the snow did not burn. In my research and studies, I've discovered there are people, science in America as well as other countries, they do a term called cloud seeding, and they can manipulate storms, and they use that as a tool of war. They use this as a tool of war. In the midst of this, they are manipulating the elements, where the elements are that looks like the same, but it's not. And when we go back to the rise of the Antichrist and the Antichrist system and global control, all this attention is on Israel. There's major attention on Israel, and I'm going to get to that in just a moment. And I'm coming back to this weather manipulating, because if they can, the object of manipulating the weather is not so much, it's inclusive to creating a cold atmosphere and all of this stuff. Please don't let your kids eat that ice. And with all this stuff that's happening, but not only do they manipulate the weather, but they manipulate your ability of purchasing and my purchasing. You see, when this storm came through, and it started in Texas and it went all the way to the eastern seaboard. This has really never happened from my understanding. And because they could do that, they boosted the economy, because everybody went to stores and they bought and bought and bought out of money that they didn't have. And they cleaned off the shelves of the grocery stores. They bought heaters, they bought gas tanks, we bought everything. It was because, and I'm getting somewhere when I say this, and I'm going back to Ephesians here in just a moment. And people boosted the economy, which shows that science, they're using the elements, they're manipulating the weather to do things. All of this, you all, is setting the stage of where we're headed to, of the global rise of global control. They're controlling the weather, and the Antichrist system is coming in place. Now, during the time of the Antichrist, this is why you don't want to be left here. You don't want to be left here. When the rapture takes place, you want to be gone. You do not want your family to be left here, because when the Antichrist system comes and people have to take the mark of the beast, there will be people that will not take the mark. But what's going to happen? They're going to force them. The beast is going to force them, because they will not be able to purchase. Nobody can buy for them. They will not be able to buy anything. And because of this, they are going to starve. And when you get into a place where you have no food, you have no access to food, you can't go anywhere, you can't buy anything unless you take the mark. And if you take the mark, you are eternally separated from God. People are going to be forced to take this mark. Y'all, this is not a fairy tale. This is real life events that's going to take place.